Polish cuisine is a style of cooking and food preparation originating in a widely popular in Poland. Polish cuisine has evolved over the centuries to become very eclectic due to Poland's history. Polish cuisine shares many similarities with other Slavic countries, especially Czech, Slovak, Belarusian, Ukrainian and Russian cuisines. It has also been widely influenced by other Central European cuisines, namely German, Austrian and Hungarian cuisines, as well as Jewish, French, Turkish and Italian culinary traditions. It is rich in meat, especially pork, chicken and beef, winter vegetables, and herbs. It is also characteristic in its use of various kinds of noodles, the most notable of which are kluski, as well as cereals such as kasha. Generally speaking, Polish cuisine is hearty and uses a lot of cream and eggs. The traditional dishes are often demanding in preparation. Many Poles allow themselves a generous amount of time to serve and enjoy the festive meals, especially Christmas Eve dinner or Easter breakfast, which could take a number of days to prepare in their entirety. The Polish national dishes are bigos, pierogi, kielbasa, kotlet schabowy, golubki, zarazy, roast sour cucumber soup, Polish pronunciation, mushroom soup, tomato soup, rosol, zurek, flaky, and bar-Z, among others. The main meal might be eaten about 2 p.m. or later. It is larger than the North American lunch. It might be composed of 3 courses, especially among the traditionalists, starting with a soup like a popular rosol and tomato soup, a more festive bar-Z, followed perhaps in a restaurant by an appetizer such as herring, or other cured meats and vegetable salads. The main course usually includes a serving of meat, such as roast kotlet schabowy, or chicken. Vegetables, currently replaced by leafy green salads, were not very long ago most commonly served as shoroka, shredded root vegetables with lemon and sugar, or sauerkraut. The side dishes are usually boiled potatoes, rice, or more traditionally kaza. Meals often conclude with a dessert such as makovic, a poppy seed pastry, or drozdź, a type of yeast cake. Other Polish specialities include chlodnik, golonka, koldony, zarazy, salsicin, and flaky. History of Polish food. Middle Ages. Polish cuisine in the Middle Ages was based on dishes made of agricultural produce and cereal crops, meats of wild and farm animals, fruits, forest berries and game, honey, herbs and local spices. It was known above all for abundant use of salt from wieliczka and permanent presence of groats. A high calorific value of dishes and drinking beer immediate as a basic drink was typical of Middle Ages Polish cuisine. During the Middle Ages, the cuisine of Poland was heavy and spicy. 2 main ingredients were meat and cereal. The latter consisted initially of proso millet, but later in the Middle Ages other types of cereal became widely used. Most commoners did not use bread and instead consumed cereals in the forms of kaza, or various types of flatbread, some of which are considered traditional recipes even in the 21st century. Apart from cereals, a large portion of the daily diet of medieval Poles consisted of beans, mostly broad beans and peas. As the territory of Poland was densely forested, usage of mushrooms, forest berries, nuts and wild honey was also widespread. Among the delicacies of the Polish nobility were honey-braised bear paw served with horseradish-flavored salad, smoked bear tongue and bear bacon. Thanks to close trade relations with Turkey and the countries in the Caucasus, the price of spices was much lower in Poland than the rest of Europe. Hence spicy sauces became popular. The usage of two basic sauces remained widespread at least until the 18th century. The daily beverages included milk, whey, buttermilk and various herb infusions. The most popular alcoholic beverages were beer and mead. However, in the 16th century upper classes began to import Hungarian and Silesian wines. Mead was so widespread that in the 13th century Prince Leszek I the White explained to the Pope the Polish knights could not participate in a crusade as there was no mead in the Holy Land. Also, vodka became popular, possibly among the lower classes first. There is written evidence suggesting that vodka originated in Poland. The word vodka was recorded for the first time ever in 1405 in Akata Grodzki, the court documents from the Palatinate of Sandomierz in Poland. At the time, the word vodka referred to chemical compounds such as medicines and cosmetic cleansers, while the popular beverage was called gorzałka. Renaissance. Along with the Italian Queen Bona Sforza, many Italian cooks came to Poland after 1518. Although native vegetable foods were an ancient and intrinsic part of the cuisine, this began a period in which vegetables like lettuce, leeks, celeriac and cabbage were more widely used. Even today, some of those vegetables are referred to in Polish as włoszczyzna, a word derived from włochy, the Polish name of Italy. During this period, the use of spices, which arrived in Poland via Western Asian trade routes, was common among those who could afford them, and dishes considered elegant could be very spicy. However, the idea that Queen Bona was the first to introduce vegetables to Poland is false. While her southern cooks may have helped elevate and expand the role of various vegetables in royal Polish cuisine, records show that the court of King Jagiello enjoyed a variety of vegetables including lettuce, beets, cabbage, turnip, carrots, peas and cauliflower. Polish-style pickled cucumber is a variety developed in the northern Europe. It has been exported worldwide and is found in the cuisines of many countries. It is sour but tends to be seasoned differently. It is usually preserved in wooden barrels. A cucumber only pickled for a few days is different in taste than one pickled for a longer time and is called ogórek malosolny, which means lightly salted cucumber. Another kind of pickled cucumber popular in Poland is ogórek konserwowy, which is rather sweet and vinegary in taste, due to different composition of the preserving solution and the fact that it's not fermented, just preserved. It is kept in wooden barrels. The only indisputable fact is that the court of Queen Bona was fed in an Italian fashion, because she exclusively employed Italian cooks, some of whom were originally hired to prepare parties for aristocratic families but who were soon serving typical Italian dishes as part of the court's daily menus. Court records show that Queen Bona imported large volumes of Southern European, American and Western Asian fruits, vegetables, nuts, along with grains, cane sugar and Italian olive oil. The court also imported various herbs and spices including black pepper, fennel, saffron, ginger, nutmeg, cloves and cinnamon. The Commonwealth. Until the partitions perpetrated by the neighboring empires, Poland was one of the largest countries in the world, and encompassed many regions with their own distinctive culinary traditions. Two consecutive Polish kings, Władysław IV and John II Casimir, married the same French Duchess, Marie-Louise Gonzaga, daughter of Charles I, Duke of Mantua, persecuted by King Louis XIII of France for her affiance to his opponent Gaston, Duke of Orleans. Marie-Louise arrived in Warsaw in 1646, was widowed, and married again in 1649. Ludwika brought along with her a court full of Frenchmen including courtiers, secretaries, army officers, physicians, merchants, craftsmen, as well as many cooks. Records show that her visiting guests were entertained with the following fowl: wax wings, fieldfares, snow bunting, hazel grouse, partridges, black grouse, capercaillies and the forest game, loach, trouts, grayling, salmon fresh and smoked, flounders, salted herring, lampreys in vinegar, oysters, snails, and Genoese pâté, not to mention fresh fruit and chestnuts. French and Italian wines were served, as well as mead and local beers. The dishes were made only according to French recipes. The royal court, with all its innovations, exerted a broad influence over the rest of aristocratic residences and noble palaces across Poland. French cuisine was in fashion, and many families willingly employed French cooks and pâté makers. In the mid-18th century, on Polish tables appeared the French champagne. Also, among the most influential in that period were Lithuanian, Jewish, German and Hungarian cuisine, not to mention Armenian, which arrived in Poland before the 17th century along with many settlers, especially in the southeastern part of the Commonwealth. Signature dishes of the Western Asia reached Polish tables thanks to the Armenian trade and cultural exchange with Poland's neighbor, the Ottoman Empire. Rare delicacies were brought to royal court as gifts from sultans and royal envoys. The strongest influences were noted in the cities of Lwow, Kraków, Kamieniec Podolski and Zamość, due to many Armenians living there permanently. Also, because of the close contact with the Ottoman Empire, coffee and boza became popular. With the subsequent decline of Poland, and the grain production crisis that followed the deluge, potatoes began to replace the traditional use of cereal. The oldest surviving Polish cookbook, Compendium Furculorum Albo Zebrani Potraw by Stanislaw Jaki, was published in Kraków in 1682. Under the partitions, the cuisine of Poland became heavily influenced by cuisines of the surrounding empires. This included Russian and German cuisines, but also the culinary traditions of most nations of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The 19th century also saw the creation of many Polish cookbooks by Jan Silar, Anna Siunkiewicz, Wincenty Zawadzka, Lucina Kujawczkiewicz and others. After World War II, after the end of World War II, Poland fell under Soviet, communist occupation. Some restaurants were nationalized. The communists envisioned a net of lunchrooms called buffet for the workers at various companies, and milk bars for the public. The majority of restaurants that survived the 1940s and 1950s were state-owned. Workplace lunchrooms promoted mostly inexpensive meals, including soups of all kinds, meatballs and pork chops, and staples such as platski ziemniak zane, platski z jabłkami, kopytka, leniwe and pierogi. A typical second course consisted of meat cutlets served with potatoes, buckwheat and szuroka. The popular Polish kotlet schabowy is a breaded cutlet similar to the Austrian Wiener Schnitzel and the Italian and Spanish milanesa. With time, the shortage economy led to scarcity of meat, coffee, tea and other ingredients of daily use. Many products like chocolate, sugar and meat were rationed, with a specific limit depending on social class and health requirements. Physical workers and pregnant women were generally entitled to more food products. Imports were restricted, so much of the food supply was domestic. Tropical fruits were available during holidays, and local fruits and vegetables were mostly seasonal but were available at private stands. For most of the year, the Poles had to get by with only domestic winter fruit and vegetables: apples, plums, currants, onions, potatoes, cabbage, root vegetables and frozen products. Other food products were available at markets at high prices. This situation led in turn to gradual replacement of traditional Polish cuisine with food prepared from anything available at the moment. Among the popular dishes introduced by the public restaurants was kotlet mielony, meatball, a sort of a hamburger often served with beet puree and fresh carrots. The traditional recipes were mostly preserved during the Wigilia feast, for which many families tried to prepare 12 traditional courses. A popular form of fish dish was, and still is, paprika's saczynski from the city of Szczecin, usually added to sandwiches. Modern era. With the end of communism in Poland in 1989, an avalanche of new restaurants started to open and the basic foodstuffs were once again easily obtainable. This led to a gradual return of rich traditional Polish cuisine, both in home cooking and in restaurants. At the same time, restaurants and supermarkets promoted the use of ingredients typical of other cuisines of the world. Among the most notable foods that started to become common in Poland were cucurbits, zucchini and all kinds of fish. During communist times, these were available fresh mostly in the seaside regions. Recent years have seen the advent of a slow food movement, and a number of TV programs devoted to other cuisine and as well as traditional Polish cuisine have gained popularity. In 2011, a nostalgic cookbook combining a child's memories growing up in the Jurek era with traditional Polish recipes was published in London. American food in Poland, most commonly McDonald's, KFC and Pizza Hut, are declining in popularity as Polish people prefer their own cuisine. Meanwhile, doner kebabs are starting to gain popularity. Nonetheless, in most of Poland one can still get traditional and very popular Polish fast food such as sapiekanka, kebab, hamburgers, hot dogs and sausage. There are also many small-scale, quick-service restaurants which usually serve items such as sapiekanka. Holiday meals. Christmas dishes in Poland. Traditional Christmas Eve supper called Wigilia is meatless. Usually consists of bar-Z with USZK, a classic Polish Christmas Eve starter, followed by fried carp, carp fillet cod with apple and amp, leeks fresh salad, carp in aspic etc. Traditionally carp provides a main component of the Christmas Eve meal across Poland. Other popular dishes for the next day include pickled Majer's herring, rollmops, pierogi with sauerkraut and forest mushrooms, fish soup, kielbasa, hams and bigos and vegetable salads. Among popular desserts are gingerbread, cheesecake, various fruits like oranges among others, poppy seed cake, makovic, fruit compote, kluski with poppy seed, kutia sweet grain pudding in the eastern regions, like and gingerbread. Regional dishes include zirek, siminiotka, and koldony. Mushrooms are meat-stuffed dumplings in the eastern regions. Fat Thursday to Czwartek is a Catholic feast celebrated on the last Thursday before Lent, which is also the last day of Carnival. Traditionally it is an occasion to enjoy fair amounts of sweets and cakes which afterwards are not allowed by the church until Easter. Czwartek belongs to movable feasts, as it is connected with the date of Easter and beginning of the Lent. The next Thursday falls already after Ash Wednesday, that is the period of the Lent when the Catholics should refrain from overeating. The most popular sweets during Fat Thursday are punchki of a worky called also in some regions of Poland crust. The traditional donuts are filled with rose petal jam and covered with thin layer of icing or powdered sugar, sprinkled with orange peel. Fat Thursday used to mark the beginning of a fat week, the period of great gluttony during which Polish ancestors consumed dishes served with smolik, bacon and all kinds of meat. Nowadays Fat Thursday is associated particularly with donuts. Therefore on that day confectionaries are besieged by Poles who wish to purchase punchki to celebrate. Donuts baked in Poland are smaller in size than the North American counterparts and they taste more like apple fritters. The first donuts popular until the 16th century were made of the same dough as bread, filled with pork and fried on smolik. Only later they were made sweet. Every respectful cake shop makes punchki the night before the Poles hit the shops to buy them. Polish punchki are made of yeast, flour and eggs, and fried in oil or small egg only briefly, until they rise up, so that the fat would not soak inside. Some people fill a few of them with almond or nut instead of marmalade. A chance encounter is supposed to bring good luck. Even though during Easter many housewives make punchki for working at home, one can see crowds of people at confectionaries buying this Fat Thursday's specialty. Easter breakfast. A typical Easter breakfast often consists of cold cuts served with horseradish sauce and beet salads, breads, burgers, zurek, kielbasa, smoked salmon, a herring, marinated vegetable salads, Easter salad, coffee, tea and cakes, i.e. chocolate cake, makovic, mazurek, sernik, etc. Regional cuisine. Poland has a number of unique regional cuisines with regional differences in preparations and ingredients. For an extensive list of the dishes typical to Galicia, Kresy, Podlaskie, Masovia, Mashuria, Pomerania, Silesia, Lesser Poland, the Tatra Mountains and Greater Poland. Soups. Zupa pomidorowa, tomato soup usually is served with pasta rice. Kartoflanka, potato soup. Barszcz. Its strictly vegetarian version is the first course during the Christmas Eve feast, served with dumplings called uszk with mushroom filling. It is made out of beetroot. Zarnina, also zernina, duck soup, a duck blood soup made with duck broth and duck blood, the latter giving the soup a dark color, hence the zarni, or black. Recipes vary widely, but often sweet and sour ingredients are added, typically vinegar and often sugar. Fruit juice, a fruit, and it is usually served with the duck meat and kluski-style noodles. Klodnik, cold beet soup made of soured milk, young beet leaves, beets, cucumbers and chopped fresh dill. Zupa burunchkawa, red beetroot soup with potatoes. Similar to traditional Barszcz, although different recipe. However, both use beetroot. Zupa shizawiawa, sorrel soup made of sorrel leaves, served with hard-boiled egg. Flaky flachki, beef or pork tripe stew with marjoram. Common ingredients include beef tripe, beef bay leaf, parsley, carrot, beef broth, and spices to taste, including salt, black pepper, nutmeg, sweet paprika, and marjoram. Rosol, clear chicken soup served with noodles. Zupa gribowa pikzakawa, mushroom soup made of various species of mushroom. Zupa ogorkawa, dill pickle soup of sour, salted cucumbers, often with pork. Eureka with potatoes, Polish sausage, and egg. Depending on the part of Poland it came from, it may contain mushrooms as well. This dish is also called zurek starowiejski. Grachoka, pea soup with potato, carrot, kielbasa. Kapuzniak, cabbage soup with chicken, carrot. Zupa jashinova, chicken with vegetables, bouillon-based vegetable soup. Zupa oikowa, fruit soup, served cold with different fruits during hot summer. Main course. Pierogi, dumplings, usually filled with sauerkraut, mushrooms, meat, potato, savory cheese, sweet curd cheese with a touch of vanilla, or blueberries or other fruits, such as cherries or strawberries, and sometimes even apples, optionally topped with sour cream, and sugar for the sweet versions. Bigos, stew of sauerkraut and meat, mainly kielbasa. It is known as hunter stew, due to the number of wild meats it can be prepared with, such as venison, rabbit and pork. However, almost any leftover ingredients can be used. Kotlet schabowy, Polish variety of pork cutlet coated with breadcrumbs made of pork tenderloin, or with pork chop. Kotlet z kury is a Polish variety of chicken cutlet coated with breadcrumbs. Kotlet z indica, turkey cutlet coated with breadcrumbs. Golonka, stewed pork knuckle ahok. Golubki, cabbage leaves stuffed with spiced minced meat and rice, or with mushrooms and rice, served with sour cream or tomato sauce. Kielbasa, sausage, is a staple of Polish cuisine and comes in dozens of varieties, smoked to fresh, made with pork, beef, turkey, lamb, veal, with every region having its own specialty. Goulash, stew of meat, noodles and vegetables, seasoned with paprika and other spices, usually eaten with buckwheat kaza. Zarazi, twisted shaped thin slices of chopped beef, which is flavored with salt and pepper and stuffed with vegetables, mushrooms, eggs, and potato. Kurczak pieczony powieczkus, Polish village-style roasted chicken with onion, garlic and smoked bacon. Pigs and Silar, roast veal, marinated in an aromatic marinade. Roulade z mięsa mielonego z pieckami, ground meat roulade stuffed with mushrooms. Pigs and wiebzowe z winem, pork roast with wine. Pisy, potato dumplings served by themselves are stuffed with minced meat or cottage cheese. Kotlet mielony, minced meat with eggs, breadcrumbs, garlic, and salt and pepper rolled into a ball and fried on onion butter. Baronina, roasted or grilled lamb. Bitki wulo z pieckami, grybami, beef cutlets with mushrooms. Bitki wiebzo wsozwlasnym, pork cutlets in gravy sauce. Filet z dorsa, cod fillet in beer batter served with mashed potatoes. Kakauka, tenderloin, usually roasted. Ledzi, herring in oil with onions. Losos, salmon, often baked or boiled in a dill sauce. Pulpati, klopsiki wsozy pomidor wim, meatloaf, Polish-style meatballs often in tomato and mushroom sauce. Kotlet mielony wiebzoe, thick juicy cutlets made with freshly ground pork, breadcrumbs, and spices, often topped with mushrooms, gravy, cooked onions, or fried egg. Kotlet mielony drobiawe, freshly ground chicken, breadcrumbs, and spices combine in a fried cutlet, often topped with mushrooms, gravy, cooked onions, or fried egg. Poldvichki wulo, beef sirloin, often with rare mushroom sauce. Zarazi zawijan, beef rolls stuffed with bacon, gherkin and onion. Abika wedzone, smoked, roasted or grilled ribs. Kurczak pieczony, roasted chicken. Wołoina pieczona, roast beef. Rybosmizona, fried breaded fish fillet. Szarbfazirowany, stuffed pork loin. Side dishes and salads. Ziemniaki gotowane, simple boiled potatoes sparkled with parsley or dill. Kopidka, hoof-shaped potato dumplings. Kaza grigzana, cooked buckwheat groats. Tozone ziemniaki, mashed potatoes. Mizeria is traditional Polish salad made from cucumbers in sour cream with dill. Shuraka z bialy kapusti, coleslaw blend of freshly shredded cabbage, carrots, mayonnaise and spices. Salarka wartsana jarszynowa, Polish vegetable salad is a traditional Polish side dish with cooked root vegetables, tomato, potato, carrot, parsley root, celery root, combined with cucumbers in brine and hard-cooked eggs in mayonnaise and mustard sauce. Kapusta zasmisana, sauerkraut pan-fried with fried onions, cooked pork, whole pepper, and rich spices makes for a truly hearty side dish. Shuraka, raw sauerkraut, apple, carrot, onion salad. Salaka, original Polish salad, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, pickled cucumber, preserved cucumber. Optional is a small amount of white vinegar. As dressing, heavy cream, mayonnaise or other dressings. Salatka burakwa barunchki, finely chopped warm beetroot salad. Fasolka z migdalami, fresh slender snipped green beans steamed and topped with butter, breadcrumbs, and toasted almond slices. Ogórek kisony, Polish pickled cucumber. Ogórek konserwowy, preserved cucumber which is rather sweet and vinegary in taste. Pieczaki marinowane, marinated mushrooms. Salatka ogórkowa, pickled cucumber, preserved cucumber, chopped red peppers, onions salad. Salatka z kruatek, Polish shrimp salad, finely chopped hard-cooked eggs, cooked carrots, celery, onion and iced pickle along with the tiny shrimp. Salatka z boczkiem, Polish wilted lettuce salad is made with romaine or iceberg lettuce, chopped hard-cooked eggs, finely chopped onion, vinegar, bacon cut into 1/2-inch pieces, water, sugar, salt and pepper. Salatka wiosena, Polish spring salad chopped finely, radishes, green onions, pencil-thin asparagus, peas, hard-cooked eggs, a cubed yellow cheese, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, sweet paprika for color. Salatka z kartofli, Salatka ziemniaczana, Polish potato salad made with red or white potatoes cooked in the jackets, cool, peeled and cut into 1/4-inch dice, carrots, celery, onion, dill pickles, mayonnaise, sugar, salt and pepper. Shuraka z marchewki, Polish carrot salad made with 5 peeled and coarsely grated large carrots, 1 peel, cored and coarsely grated large Granny Smith apple, juice of 1/2 lemon, sunflower or vegetable oil, salt, sugar.